Hello, welcome to Birch and Lily. My name is Amanda. You can find me on Instagram as birch.and.lily and on Ravelry as Birch and Lily. This is my podcast about knitting and cross stitch. I have lots to show you guys this week, so I hope you are excited. I know I am. I can't wait to share everything with all of you. If you do have any questions at all, most of the information, or all rather, should be down in the description below. That's where I put my show notes. But if I do miss something, please let me know. Please ask me in the comments and I'll be happy to answer your question for you. So today is June 3rd. I almost forgot, apparently. Today is June 3rd, and it's a beautiful day outside, so hopefully the lighting is better than my last episode. And yeah, let's jump right in. So we'll start with works in progress. I have, I think, 4 works in progress to show you guys this week. And the first is my Soldotna Crop. Now, this is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter of Dyeworks. I am knitting the size small, and I think, what needles am I using? So 3.25, 3.75, and a 4. So that in US terms, because I can never remember those, so that in US terms is US 3, 5, and 6. So what I've been doing, the 3 and 5, the 3 is the ribbing needle, so the needle for all of the ribbing, so it's nice and tight and snug. The US 5 I used just for the plain stockinette portion at the beginning of the sweater, which you'll see soon. And then I went up to the US 6 for all of the color work, just so there was no chance that it would get too snug. Just because I know I am, like everyone, I think, a tight color work knitter, so. And I forgot to put a progress keeper on here last week, but I think I have a general idea of where I was, or not last week, last episode, but I think I have a general idea of where I was last episode. So here is my Soldotna Crop. Yes, I'm showing you the front. So I've got a decent amount of the body done, or yeah, I split for the sleeves. I don't think I was split for the sleeves last episode. I think I was about at this section right here. So yeah, I've done a decent amount. I'm enjoying the body. It's quite mindless, so that's been going pretty fast. I haven't worked on it the past couple days, just because I've been distracted by some sock knitting again. Yay! I haven't knit socks in a couple weeks at least. I just lost my mojo for a little bit, so it's nice to have that back. And as always, the light is still fighting with me. I'm just gonna do something with the window and see if that helps. Yeah, there. There, that should stop the shadows. So yeah, I'm really happy with this so far. It's been working up beautifully. The yarn I'm using is by Suburban Stitcher. It's our 100% Merino DK base. Let's see if I can remember these colors. This is navy. The teal color that's there and in the body, I believe that's Neptune. The light blue is Frost, and this yellow is Curry. So, yeah, I don't really have that much left. I think I'm going to make the body a little bit longer than the pattern calls for, because I don't think I will like where it hits if I just do 5 repeats of this in the body. So I'll probably do it a little bit longer. I have lots of yarn, so I'm not worried about running out. And then, yeah, I just have to do the ribbing on the sleeves and it'll be done. So we'll see. I might have it done by next episode. Like I said, it's working up super fast. And this project is in one of my bags by Birch Grove, one of my favorite bags, and it holds lots of yarn. I've got 4 DK skeins in there, so yeah. Okay, next we'll jump into a couple socks. This first pair of socks I have here is the tea leaf socks. This pattern is by Lindsey Fowler. She came out with it not too long ago. It was a collaboration with Woolberry Fiber Co. for her Knitting Essentials box. I think that's what it's called. And I am knitting this out of Woolberry Fiber Co. yarn, but not from one of those boxes that she came out with when the pattern was released. This is one of my Gilmore Girls sock clubs. This one is, I believe, called I'm Smad, and I think it is a 75, nope, this is an 80-20 base. So I'm knitting these socks on 2.25 millimeter US ones, like always. This pair I did cast on 64 stitches. I was going to do 60, but there is some cabling and stuff in here and some slip stitches, so I ended up going with 64, and I think they should be good. I think I should be okay on fit. So this is what I have so far for my tea leaf socks. And again, I don't have a progress keeper on here because I keep forgetting to put them on, but I know last episode I hadn't done this bobble yet, the first one, so I was below that. I think I had said last episode that I was waiting for Lindsey to come out with a video about her bobble tutorial. Her life has been crazy though right now, so I don't think she's been able to release it yet, but I was able to find a tutorial that Andrea Mowry put up on her YouTube channel to do bobbles with a crochet hook. And I am very, very, very happy with these bobbles. They stand out is the best way I can put it. Like, if you remember from my last episode, my bobble shawl by Andrea Mowry, those bobbles in that shawl were knit ones, and they just were flat. They didn't look right. And I wasn't particularly happy with them, to be honest. I wish I would have found this tutorial before I had done the bobbles on my bobble shawl, because I think I would have been much happier if they looked like this. So I have a little bit more to go until I put in the heel. I think it's just a typical slip stitch heel flap I gusset on these socks. I'll have to look. I don't have the pattern right with me right now. But yeah, I'm really liking them. I was worried, to be honest, because I haven't been a huge fan of bobbles before, just because they've all been knit bobbles and I haven't been happy with how they're laying. But now that I've figured out this crochet technique, I am super happy. So I'll try and remember to link that down below for you guys, just in case you've been having issues with your bobbles too, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, very, very happy with these socks. They have a 1x1 twisted rib. Like I said, I cast on 64 stitches. The back is just stockinette. And yeah, I think I actually knit from where this bobble was up in 2 days. So that's saying something too. The pattern's very easy to follow. She has a chart. I prefer following charts, so that makes it so much easier on me. And yeah, I love all of Lindsey's patterns, so I don't really have anything bad to say. So hopefully I will get those finished soon. I think part of the reason I was sitting in a sock slump is the two patterns I was working on. While I enjoyed them, they were just both kind of, you really had to pay attention, I guess is the best way to put it. And I always have my vanilla socks, my vanilla Desert Vista Dyeworks knit along socks. But there's just something to like a simple knit purl texture pattern that really draws me in, I guess is the best way to put it. So the two patterns I was working on were really complicated, and yeah, I wasn't enjoying it as much. For the two sweaters that I'm doing, the Taenia and the Soldotna, they are a little bit complicated the Taenia is a little bit complicated at the beginning because of the lace, but now I'm on a stockinette portion, which I still have to pay attention to, but I don't know, there's just something about those two sweaters that was a little bit more relaxing than the socks. But yeah, so hopefully I'll get these tea leaf socks finished, and then I can cast on some new pairs, and I'll be looking for a little bit more beginner friendly patterns, I guess, to do for my next couple pairs of socks. So these are in a bag by Yarn Candy Studio. I'm sure you guys have seen this one before. It's one of my favorites. Just purple with llamas. I think, oh no, actually these are alpacas. Purple with alpacas and cactuses and stuff. So yeah, this has been one of my favorite bags as well. Okay, so next we will move on to a pair of socks that you guys have not seen before. Now these I have been working on for the past couple episodes, but I was keeping them a secret as they were supposed to be my husband's anniversary gift. Our first year wedding anniversary was yesterday, so they're a little late and they're not done. But he understands because he has really large feet. His feet are like, I think, size 12. So it takes a long time to knit a pair of socks for him. But these socks are just another vanilla pair. And maybe that's also why I didn't get as much work done on them. He doesn't like anything patterned for his socks, so I always knit him vanilla socks. But I was trying to get my Desert Vista Dyeworks socks done for last month, for the month of May, which you will be seeing soon. So yeah, these socks didn't get much attention because I was trying to keep them a secret, and I was working on my Desert Vista Dyeworks socks. So these socks are knit out of mustache yarn. This is her R2D2 colorway. I think I wrote Luke down on my show notes, so I'll have to make sure I change that before I put up the show notes below the video. But yeah, this is her R2D2 colorway from her Star Wars collection. She releases this collection once or twice a year, usually on May the 4th, and then usually kind of around when a new Star Wars movie is coming out. So yeah, and then the cuff, and this is my first pair of self-striping vanilla socks that I'm doing a heel flap and gusset on. So the cuff and the heel flap are knit out of one of my minis from my Woolberry Fiber Co. Advent from last year, from 2018. I couldn't tell you the name. Yeah, so these are 64 stitches. He has a really thin foot, but a really large foot, so I can cast on about the same I would do for like my mom and stuff for socks, but then they are like 1,000 times longer. So yeah, 64 stitches and 2.25 millimeter needles. Like I said, I did a heel flap and gusset on here. I've always been worried about doing it on self-striping yarn because I don't want to break up the stripes or make them look different, but honestly, I can't tell. So I think I will do heel flaps and gussets on a lot of my self-striping socks from now on. They are what fit me the best. I've never knit him a sock with a heel flap and gusset, my husband, before, so I'm interested to see how that fits him, because he's always said that the fish lips kiss heels make it a little bit snug across his instep. So yeah, I'm hoping these will fit him really well. I have a long way to go on the foot still on these, but he knows that they're supposed to be his anniversary gift now, and he understands how long his socks take to knit, so I don't think he's too worried. And this little progress keeper here, this is from Random Fandom. It's a little Yoda, super cute, so intricate. She makes beautiful little progress keepers. So I'm going to move him up right now so that I don't forget, and I need to make sure I put progress keepers on the rest of my projects so that I can show you guys easier where I was last time. Okay, that's moved up. So yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about these socks. The only thing I missed was that this is a 2x2 rib. And yeah, I hope that I can get lots of progress done on these. And the bag they are in is another bag by Birch Grove. So we have one more work in progress, I think. Yes, one more work in progress. This is my Taenia, also by Caitlin Hunter. I am knitting it in Sweet Fiber yarns. This is her rose gold colorway on her super sweet sock base. I think it's an 85-20 or 80-20. Yes, this is an 80-20. Beautiful color. So, again, I forgot to put a progress keeper on here, but I know I was not finished the lace last time I talked to you guys. So much tangled yarn. So I wasn't finished the lace last time I talked to you guys, and I have finished it now. So yeah, the lace is done. I've started a little bit of the stockinette portion. I am doing helical knitting to alternate skeins for this project. If you haven't done that before, it is wonderful. I can't remember which tutorial I used to learn it, but it doesn't leave a seam up the side of your knitting. Like, this is the middle back of my knitting on the inside, and there's no seam. So I just really, really like that, because I could always see the seams in my knitting. There was like no way that I could get rid of them before. So helical knitting has changed my knitting life. But yeah, what else can I say about this? What needles am I using? So as of now, I'm just using a 3.5 millimeter US 4. I'm knitting the size small. It's hard to tell. I did swatch, but my swatch was off a little bit, and I didn't want to go up too much in needle size, so I went up one size. I don't know if it fixed the problem, but I didn't want my knitting any looser. So I figured, if anything, it'll just make the top a little bit less, or have a little bit less positive ease, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, it's kind of hard to tell what's going on with it on the needle or the cable right now. But yeah, I'm not too worried. I'm really happy with it. This yarn I have had sitting around for probably a year, if not more. And I just never cast it on. Once I finished my Zweig sweater, I kind of just was not feeling the sweater knitting. So I took a big long break, and now I've cast on 2 sweaters at once. But I'm really enjoying it. I think right now I need a break from shawls, and last year, while I had my sweater knitting break going on, I was knitting shawls. So yeah, I think that's about all I have to say about my Taenia. I feel like I'm zipping through my knitting right now, but that's okay. It'll give you guys a little bit shorter of an episode, and it'll give me a little less editing to do, which I'm not going to complain about. So my Taenia is in a bag by that crafty little fox. I think this is her, kind of crumpled, this is her medium-sized bag, and it holds all of my Taenia skeins perfectly. I think I have 3 skeins. Yes, I have 3 skeins of fingering weight in here, so this bag can hold a lot. Okay, so that is all I have to show you guys this week for my works in progress. That's all I've been working on, but I do have 2 finished objects for you guys this week. So the first one, I just finished these up last night and blocked them, and they're still a little damp. So, but I think you'll still be able to get a good idea of what they look like, and I'll just make sure I pop them right back on the blockers after I'm done showing my finished objects to you guys. But these are my Samphire Socks. So I've been working on these for quite a while. This pattern is by Curious Handmade. It's from her Handmade Sock Society version 2. And these are knit out of Woolberry Fiber Co. yarn. This colorway is called Luke and Waltz. It is on her 7525 base. And I really, really like them. I had a hard time knitting them. Like I said, they need a lot of your attention when you're knitting them. It's a 10-row repeat, and it's not very easily memorizable. So I had to have a row counter out the whole time I was knitting them, as well as the pattern. So I think that kind of took a little bit of, I hate to say it took some of the joy out of knitting them, but it kind of did, because it wasn't something that I could pick up and put down really easily. You had to figure out where you were and keep counting every row. But I'm very happy with them now that they're done, even though they are a little bit damp still. So I cast on 64 stitches for these on my regular 2.25 millimeter US ones. They have a 1x1 twisted rip and just a regular wedge toe and slip stitch heel flap and gusset. And I will get one of these turned around on the blocker just so you can see, hopefully because they're wet, just so you can see the pattern a little bit better. So it's got this beautiful lace design on the front. It's made up of a lot of slip knits and knit twos together with yarn overs, of course. And then this beautiful broken rib across the back of the top, or the leg of the sock. So yeah, while it took me a long time to knit these, I am really happy with them. Okay, I think that's better. The sun and I have not been friends lately. So yeah, while they took me a long time to get through, I feel like, at least for a normal pair of socks for me, I'm really happy with them, and I'm excited to have them in my collection of Woolberry Fiber Co. Gilmore Girls socks. So yeah, that's a really strange way to hold them, but there they are. And then the other finished object that I have, I'll pop them on the blockers really quick, just so I can show you. Oh, and I should mention about my Samphire socks. I had the first sock done and about half of the leg on the second sock done the last time we spoke. Of course, there's no progress keeper on there because they're blocking right now, but yeah, I was able to get quite a bit done. I think I only pulled those out maybe the beginning of last week as well. So I was able to get a lot done to finish them up. And my second finished object is my Desert Vista Dyeworks. Oh, this light is even worse. My Desert Vista Dyeworks socks for the month of May. This is the colorway Stranger Things on her Vista base. I cast on 60 stitches on a 2.25 millimeter needle with a 2x2 rib. And this is a afterthought heel. So yeah, I had last episode, this sock was done and I was at the progress keeper on this one. I knit all of my socks, if I can, top down. I just prefer how the cuff fits when I knit them top down as opposed to toe up. Yeah, not much to say about these. They're just plain vanilla socks and I'm very happy with them. Okay, I'm just going to put my Samphire socks back on their blockers really quick since they are still damp and smell like sheep. So, on the topic of Desert Vista Dyeworks socks, I have not wound this up yet, which surprises me because usually I have my yarn wound up way before the beginning of the next month to start my pair, but I just haven't had time yet. But this will be the colorway. See the light. That's a little dark. My light is just ridiculous today. I might need to get some sort of filming light. But this is the colorway I will be using for June. It's called Succulents. And this is on her sparkle base. What is that called? Zion, I believe. It's on her sparkle base. So yeah, I'm looking forward to knitting this up. I think I will get it wound up today, so that I can get started. As always, my goal is to get them finished before I'm rushing at the end of the month, but I haven't been able to do that yet. I find I always work really hard on them like the first week or so, and then after that I kind of lose steam and realize at the end of the month that, oh crap, I need to get these finished. But yeah, I'm looking forward to casting these on soon. So that brings us to the end of knitting. I am surprised that this only took me about 25 minutes. Usually I feel like it takes much longer, but that's okay. So yeah, if you were just here for knitting, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you joining me. And if you are interested in cross stitch, that will be coming up next. So I have my trusty little notebook that I have been writing all my cross stitch projects in. It's been really helpful to keep track of when I've been when I've been starting and finishing things. So let's get ourselves to the point of last episode and we'll start. So we'll start off with the last couple Mania projects that I had. I was originally going to try to do Mania all the way through the month of May to the 31st and have a project every day, but I realized last episode that I was getting burnt out. So what I ended up doing was just starting 19 projects. So yeah, I ended up doing Mania the way where it's 2019, so you start 19 new projects. And then next year, one of the reasons why I have my little notebook is that whatever I have not finished in the coming year, when next year Mania comes around, I will work on those projects that aren't finished on the same day next year that I started in this year. So like, for example, the project that I'm going to talk to you guys about first is 4 Seasons by the Prairie Schooler, and I started it on May 17th. So if I don't have it finished by May 17th next year, that will be next year's May 17th Mania project. So that I have in this bag here by Stitching the High Notes. And what did I get done? Oh, this got crumpled. So I started this on May 17th. This is not a cardstock version of the pattern, so it's getting quite crumbled, unfortunately. But what I did start on was the summer one right here. I am using all the called for colors for this project, as well as the called for linen. I believe this is 32 count summer khaki. So this is what I got done. Got the roof of the house done, starting to fill in the rest of the house and a little bit of the border. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep working on that one. All of the projects in this are really small. What are they? Yeah, so they're 77 stitches by 57 stitches. So they will go fast when I pull them out and get working on them. So yeah, really excited to be able to switch these out every season in our house. I hope the lighting isn't bothering you guys too much. I think I will have to invest in some sort of lighting. It's just too ever-changing. Like, I have the lights on in the room, which are very bright, but then if the window or if the light coming in from the window isn't bright enough, then it darkens me out. But then if I have those off, it's too dark. So I think I need some artificial lights in here. Okay, so that was the 4 Seasons by the Prairie Schooler. And next I was working on June from all of the little House Needleworks monthly cross stitches. This one I have in a bag by Pretty Southern. And I'm almost done. There's the picture of it. Here we go. So that is June right there. And yeah, I'm almost done. I have been working on this pretty exclusively, just because it's June now and I want to be able to put it up. Actually, I should show you guys really quickly. It's not completely put together yet. I was waiting for a glue gun to come from Amazon. But here's my May, and I may remat this because this was the first time I've done something on sticky board that hasn't been in a frame, and I'm not super happy with the edges on it. But I will be putting them on this little wooden board I got from Hobby Lobby. It was only $4, which is pretty good. But I'll be doing the washer and magnet method that Priscilla and Chelsea from Stitching with the Housewives do. And yeah, I'll just be putting on one there. I'm not sure if I want to do some sort of little bow or something. I'm pretty simple. I like things pretty simple, so I might just leave it like this. But yeah, I would like to get June done so that I can put that up. I thought I was going to be able to get May up, but all the supplies that I needed took too long to come from Amazon, which isn't a super common thing anymore. I thought they were doing like 1-day shipping now, but whatever. Could be worse things. So that is where I'm at with June. I just have to finish up all the flowers and the little bumblebees at the top, and then I'm done. This one has been pretty dang full coverage, so it took quite a while. Like, this whole fruit basket here is full coverage. But I'm really happy with it. I'm stitching this on 32 count natural linen, 2/2. Yeah, very happy with it. And we'll be done hopefully by next episode, and maybe I'll even have a fully finished object for once. That would be pretty exciting. Okay, and my last Mania project was Love Abide by La Di Da. This one is gorgeous. I haven't pulled it out since the first day I worked on it, but I'm really, really looking forward to having it done to put up in our house. It's just beautiful. And this is in, of course, another pretty southern bag. I just love her project bags. They're so well made and just super cute. So this is the pattern here. It's just beautiful. And it's not terribly full coverage. Like, a lot of the linen is just plain linen. So I'm looking forward to having that to hang up in our house. And I have a massive piece of linen here. I ended up ordering, I think, a fat quarter. But I have a lot of it rolled up right now. And actually, while we're on the topic of rolled up fabric, I ordered these quilting clips off of Amazon, and I've been using them to hold my rolled up fabric, and this is like the best thing I've ever done. I know I had said, I think last episode, that I was going to try Q-Snap, and I have one on His Eyes on the Sparrow project, but I really think I prefer the clips. I really like stitching in hand because I can do the sewing method then. Where the Q-Snap, I find, kind of limits me to just doing stick and poke, which slows me down. I like being able to stitch fast. So I haven't got tons done. We're going to cover my face and hope you can see. Let's see. I haven't got tons done. I just started part of the border at the bottom. I figured I would start at the bottom this time just because it would give me the whole width of the project, where the top of it is just words. And I didn't really want to start in the center just because I'd have so much more fabric to deal with around everything. So yeah, this is my first time starting on the bottom. It's been going good. I have no complaints. But yeah, I would like to put this, I think once I finish June for my little house needleworks months, I will pull this out because I would really like to have this in my rotation for cross stitch. And what fabric am I knitting? What fabric am I stitching this on? Did I save the thing? I'm not sure if I'm stitching it on the called for, and it seems I didn't save my fabric thing. So I will make sure I look that up for you guys in my email, and I'll put it in the show notes down below what fabric I'm using for Love Abide. Okay, and then I have a couple more cross-stitch projects. Two of these were Mania starts that I'm still working on, so I just wanted to show you progress. And one is another new start, whoops, that I started for a stitch along. This is my first. I guess it's not my first because I have a mystery stitch along that I'm doing, but this is my first non-mystery stitch along that I'm doing. So yeah, I have that to show you guys as well. So I guess we'll start with the ones that I have been doing for Mania, or I started in Mania. This first one is in No Surprise, another pretty southern bag, and this is Rose Cottage by Hands On Design. There it is. This is a collaboration with Priscilla Blaine of Stitching with the Housewives. Whoops. It's a collaboration with her. And I have got a lot done since last episode. I didn't even have the house finished last time. I think I literally just had one half of the roses done, not even filled in fully, and a quarter of the house. So I have finished all of my white outlining, and I'm starting to fill stuff in. All the roses are, oh, nope, I have one rose that isn't finished. Almost all the roses are filled in, and then I think I'm going to move on to the green and the leaves and kind of work on those. I have done some Smyrna stitches, and they are so much fun. Everyone always says they don't like specialty stitches, but I really enjoy doing those Smyrnas. So yeah, I don't know if I have much else to say other than I'm using all of the called for threads. This fabric is 28 count black Jovelin, and yeah, I'm loving this. I can't wait to get it hung up. And to work on the other ones. I can't decide if I want to. I guess no. I shouldn't say I can't decide. I will be starting the autumn one first because that will be the next one I can put up in my house. And then I'm not sure how I feel about the winter one. I'm not a huge snowman person, but at the same time I kind of want to just do it so I have the whole set of them. And then I'm really looking forward to the tulip one. I think that one I'm going to change the colors on. I don't really want two pink flowered projects, so I think I might change it to purple since that is my favorite color. But yeah, we'll see once I get to it. But I'm really happy with the progress on my rose cottage. This project, I don't have a picture to show you guys because it's on my computer. But this is the Hello Pumpkin Mystery Stitch Along by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I am stitching this on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha, and this is where I am. I'm not completely finished the first clue. I have the one color on the tree done, some of the leaves. I still have grass and some pumpkins and a little toadstool mushroom to do at the bottom. But I have been working on this because I want to get it done before the next clue comes out. I think it comes out the middle of this month. The 17th is sticking out in my head, but I could be wrong on that. But I'm really enjoying it. What am I trying to say here? I have never really been sure about mystery stitch-alongs. I know with mystery knit-alongs, I usually don't do them just because I really want to know what I'm knitting and I want to really know that I'm going to love it because craft supplies are expensive. But this stitch along, she had supplied a blurred out picture of what the stitch along was going to be, and you can kind of tell what it is, and you can obviously tell the colors and stuff, and I knew that I would really love it. Partially because fall and autumn, both the same thing. Why I had to say both, I don't know, but mostly because it's my favorite season, but also because the colors were beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So yeah, I'm looking forward to continuing to work on this. I am using all the called for threads, but the fabric is my own choice. And I'm using the clips again, if you didn't notice. I really, really like them. I will try and remember to link where I got those clips from down below because it was a really, really good deal. And I didn't realize when I ordered them, but when they arrived, they even came in a cute little container to hold them in. So that made it an even better deal to me. And we have one final project to talk about. This is part of a stitch along that started the beginning of June 1st. This is Basket of Cherries. This is a Blackbird design. It's beautiful, it's small, so that's kind of why I justified being able to start it, even though I have so many Mania projects on the go right now. And I'm doing this on, I believe the called for fabric, which is I think I'm doing 36 count cocoa instead of 32. Nope, 32. 32 count cocoa. And I'm doing this all in the called for DMC. So that's what I have going so far. I haven't done much. I just started it the night of June 1st. And yeah, looking forward to working on that. And that project, the previous project was not in a project bag, but this one is in one by Erica, and I'm blanking on her channel name, but I will make sure it's linked down below. Okay, so that is all that I have to share with you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some inspiration. And like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them down below. If I've missed anything in the show notes, if you have any questions about technique, I guess. Yeah, just feel free to ask. I'd love to talk to you guys. And yeah, I hope you're enjoying your start of almost summer. I guess it's technically not summer yet, but I hope you're enjoying the beautiful weather and you're able to get outside. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much. Bye, guys.